total number of outlets in FMCG firms is quite huge, and placing merchandising materials at all the outlets is practically impossible because there is too much of cost involved, too much of coordination involved. Now, every company, before investing, they need to understand what will be the return by putting in money. So the TSI becomes very, very key in suggesting the right set of outlets where the merchandising should be conducted or implemented. The TSI has to properly select the outlet, basis certain parameters, and then make a recommendation for doing the merchandising in the retail outlets. What are the factors? The first one is the number of customers visiting the outlets. कितने कस्टमर उस रिटेल आउटलेट के अंदर आते हैं प्रतिदिन? What is the peak time where maximum footfall is generated? Is it Monday? Is it morning, afternoon, or evening? And also suggest which day of the week there is maximum footfall. So that's number of customers visiting the outlets. That's parameter one. The next factor is profiling of customer visiting the outlets. How this is done? What is the age group of people walking inside the store? How many or what percentage is male, female? What can be the income group? What can be the living style? What can be the spending power, as in the average bill that is generated by these kind of customers? Then rental that is demanded by the outlet. So the TSI has to approach the retail outlet and ask for the space and take the quotation, like how much will the retail outlet charge for conducting the merchandising within the store. Next, what is the location of the store? Is it on the premium location or is it inside some society lane? So the location must be prominent, basis which the merchandising expenses or investment can be justified at a later time. Now, the outlet proposed is completely at the discretion of TSI, meaning the TSI can decide out of, say, he has 100 of outlets, he can decide out of 100, 10 are top outlets, and among those 10, which outlet, the merchandising material should be placed. So it is the discretion of TSI. Now, once the TSI has zeroed down on some names where he want to do the merchandising within the store, then he starts negotiating the rental. Supposing he has zeroed down on one outlet, and once he has done that, the TSI will have a negotiation with the retail outlet or the owner of the retail outlet, basis the sales that can be expected upon doing the merchandising within the store. He will ask for the desired space or the size in which the product arrangement would be done or the brand merchandising will be implemented. So all in all, it's a hardcore negotiation between the TSI and the retail outlet owner. The owner would want to extract maximum from the company, and the TSI has to ensure that justifiably the amount should be spent. And once the rental payment is negotiated, it is passed by the area sales manager, or if TSI is not able to bag in the good negotiation, in that case, he can take the help of the area sales manager. And the whole objective of doing is a win-win situation, wherein the retail outlet sales has to increase and the company is able to add more number of customers and is able to increase the sales for the month and prepare for the future sales. Once the negotiation is done, it has to be implemented. And in order to implement, it is to be coordinated with the external agencies who would be implementing the merchandising work within the store. These temporary visibility things can be directly executed by the salesperson or the TSI himself. But for the permanent merchandising like glow signboard or some some, what do you say, dealer boards, this has to be done by the agencies. And as because these are good investment or good expense that will take place, the cost need not go bad soon as it has been installed. So the maintenance is completely onto the onus of TSI. The TSI has to ensure that once implementation is done, this merchandising must be properly maintained so that maximum output or gain can be taken by the merchandising drive that has been taken place. Next, competition tracking. This is one very important role of a TSI or the salesperson. Anyone who go to the market has to perform this competition tracking. Why competition tracking is very important? Because competition tracking gives the latest information about the competition's activities. Most of the time, the scheme that is operating in the market needs to be monitored. Accordingly, a much better scheme can be announced in the market. If the competition has made any price or packing changes, this must be monitored and informed up the hierarchy so that eventually the production team is able to understand the pattern if the company also needs to make the changes in the direction of the competition or plan and strategy, like what is going to win over the competition if X approach is taken or Y approach is taken. Competition products in the category. What competition is doing, what seasonality will do, all of these is very important to closely observe in a category. आउटलेट में सेल्स आपकी कंपनी का बढ़ रहा है, घट रहा है, अगर बढ़ रहा है तो उसमें सीजनैलिटी का फर्क या फिर कंपटीशन इज नॉट प्लेइंग वेल, अगर घट रहा है तो क्या सीजनैलिटी की वजह से हो रहा है या कंपटीशन की वजह से हो रहा है. तो दीज नीड्स टू बी वेल गेज्ड. कंपटीशन ट्रैकिंग किस आधार पे करी जाती है? पहला, एमआरपी एंड द पैक साइज. एमआरपी एंड द पैक साइज का मतलब क्या है? चिप्स और बिस्किट कैटेगरी में अगर आप देखोगे बहुत बड़ा कंपटीशन है, मोर और लेस एमआरपी सेम रहते हैं, पैकेट भी मोर और लेस सेम साइज के रहते हैं, राइट. बट अंदर में जो चिप्स है या बिस्किट है पैक के अंदर, दैट डिटरमाइंस और दैट मेक्स अ डिफरेंस. कंज्यूमर मे बी नॉट नोइंग और मे बी नोइंग what is working for the competition and what is not working for you. एमआरपी आपका कम है, ज्यादा है, बराबर है, पैक साइज सेम है, अलग है, ज्यादा है, you have to give a written documented feedback to the company so that the company will be able to gauge if the performance is increasing, then what are the reasons, if performance is decreasing, what are the reasons. अगर आप देखोगे बिस्किट एंड चिप्स में, then there are different ways of playing into this. Supposing chips के अंदर में the grammage of product is just 50 grams, wherein you are offering 100 grams, but the MRP is more or less the same. In such situation, your competition is at one step down than you, and probably you should have more consumers buying your product. But on the flip side, there can be a reverse as well. Competitions के product ज़्यादा बिकते हैं despite you are giving 100 grams. There could be a notion that उनकी MRP आपके MRP से just half है या half से भी नीचे है. So only if you do the competition tracking, you would be able to know the real reason of sales increase or decrease versus the competition. And this gives a good information back to your up hierarchy in devising the strategy or taking the corrections in the production plan. Next is margins and schemes. Like I said, margins and schemes in FMCG is very important criteria of making the product available at the retail outlets. जिनके मार्जिन्स ज्यादा हैं, स्कीम्स अच्छे हैं, उन कंपनीज के प्रोडक्ट्स ज्यादा अच्छे बिकेंगे as compared to companies that does not offer good margins to the retailer or good consumer schemes in the market. So it's very important that what competition is doing, that needs to be monitored from time to time. समय समय पे सेल्स पर्सन को अपने कंपटीशन को ट्रैक करते रहना चाहिए, अपने और उनके एमआरपी का मैपिंग, पैक्ट साइज, एसक्यू नंबर्स, इनकी मॉनिटरिंग होते रहनी चाहिए. मार्केट में एवरी मंथ कंपटीशन क्या स्कीम या मार्जिन्स ऑफर करते हैं और आपकी कंपनी क्या ऑफर करती है, ये फीडबैक should be very regularly shared with your company or the sales team. And that's very, very important. What are the key activities performed by the TSI on the outlet? Well, the key activities performed by the TSI on the outlets are understanding the key issues. Understanding the key issues का मतलब क्या है? एक रिटेल आउटलेट के अंदर में किसी को मार्जिन दी गई है जो कि कंपटीशन से बहुत कम है, तो दिस इज वन ऑफ द की इश्यूज. स्कीम सेटलमेंट हैज नॉट बीन डन, दिस कैन बी द की इश्यूज. प्रोडक्ट की एक्सपायरी हो चुकी है या डैमेज होके आया था बट द प्रोडक्ट हैज नॉट बीन रिप्लेस्ड, दिस कैन बी इश्यू. Customer had taken the product from the retail house store, but the quality of the product inside was not good. That is a key issue. Right? So these key issues must be addressed by the TSI at the outlet. That's his very important role to play. Check on regular salesman visit. What does this mean? The TSI has to monitor that the salesperson, the distributor salesperson, are regular to the market or not. If they are frequently visiting all the outlets which is there in the beat or not. So this is important activity of the TSI. Next, TSI has to check if the distributor is supplying the goods in the market in time and in full quantity as order was received. So this is also key activity that needs to be performed by the TSI. Another, monthly or weekly plan versus achievement. Every month, the TSI gets a target by the ASM. He needs to plot on a weekly basis target क्या, achievement कितना हुआ, and this is to be maintained and shared with the area sales manager. That's another key activities performed by the TSI on the outlet. Next, stock check and product arrangement. एक स्टोर के अंदर में या एक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर पॉइंट पे, आई एम सॉरी, वी आर टॉकिंग ओनली अबाउट आउटलेट्स. तो एक स्टोर के अंदर कैसे स्टॉक्स हैं, डस्ट लगे हुए हैं तो उसको साफ करके रखना, स्टॉक एक्सपायरी हो चुकी है या फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट इज नॉट मेंटेन्ड, सो दैट अरेंजमेंट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट मस्ट बी डन एज पर द प्लानोग्राम दैट इज गिवन बाय द कंपनी. दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट एक्टिविटीज बाय द TSI. नेक्स्ट, सेल्स पिच फॉर की प्रोडक्ट्स और न्यू लॉन्चेस. अगर कंपनी का कोई फोकस प्रोडक्ट है या नया लॉन्च होने वाला है, उसकी जो सेल्स पिच होगी उसकी तैयारी करना और उसको डिलीवर करना, ये एक TSI का काम है. नेगोशिएटिंग फॉर द बल्क ऑर्डर्स. इफ द रिटेल आउटलेट is giving you a bulk order and is asking you to offer more margins, then the negotiation has to be done by the TSI. And if in case the outlet is negotiating hard and the demand is very high, in such a situation, the TSI can involve the ASM and do the negotiation. It could involve the scheme, it could involve more margins. So these negotiations can be done by the TSI. So overall, अगर हम TSI के रोल्स को समझने की कोशिश करूं, तो पहला, TSI का रोल मार्केट लेवल टास्क. दूसरा, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर लेवल टास्क. तीसरा, टीम मैनेजमेंट एंड लीडरशिप. अगला, टू नेगोशिएट द रेंटल्स. अगला, इंप्लीमेंट कराना और फिर उसको मेंटेन करना. स्टोर के अंदर मर्चेंडाइज कराना, विजिबिलिटी ड्राइव कराना, प्रोडक्ट की अवेलेबिलिटी कराना, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द की इश्यूज, चेक ऑन द रेगुलर सेल्समैन विजिट, चेक ऑन रेगुलर डिलीवरीज, मंथली वर्सेस वीकली प्लान का अचीवमेंट अपने एएसएम से भी शेयर करना, स्टॉक चेक करना, प्रोडक्ट की अरेंजमेंट प्रॉपरली स्टोर के अंदर लगाना, नए प्रोडक्ट की सेल्स पिच करना और नेगोशिएट करना फॉर दी बल्क ऑर्डर्स। ये सारा काम टीएसआई का है।